Hey guys! Did you ever think how a person transfers his property to another? Well, we are here to answer your questions regarding transfer of property. The Transfer of Property Act 1882 is one of the oldest acts in India which came into force on July 1. It deals with transfer of immovable properties between living beings. According to the Section 5, transfer of property is defined as transfer of property means an act by which a living person conveys property in present or in future to one or more other living persons or to himself and one or more other living persons, and to transfer property is to perform such act. According to Section 6, property of any kind may be transferred, but there are certain exceptions for transferring the property, such as the chance of an heir apparent succeeding to an estate, the chance of a relation obtaining a legacy on the death of a kinsman, or any other mere possibility of a like nature cannot be transferred. Mr. A has a chance of being a legal heir. Assuming Mr. A is the owner of the property and he transfers the property to Mr. B, the transfer will be considered to be invalid. Mr. A cannot transfer the property unless he gains the ownership of the property. A mere right of re-entry for breach of a condition subsequent cannot be transferred to anyone except the owner of the property affected thereby. Mr. A and Mr. B have a contract in which A gives his agricultural land on a lease to B for 10 years. There is a tree on the land and A has asked B if he cuts the tree that is there on the land. Mr. A will have a re-entry. Mr. A has now put a condition on B after the transfer of property, and that is why it is known as condition subsequent. A has the right of re-entry and this right cannot be transferred. An easement cannot be transferred apart from the dominant heritage. Easement is the enjoyment that the owner of the property holds with his property. It cannot be transferred without the transfer of the ownership of the property.